Hello everyone and welcome to episode 44 of our Pure Logic playthrough of the Artisan Glimmith. We've solved 382 puzzles so far. We are in the Mismatch section, which so far we haven't had any real curveballs, but it's still young. All right, so Mismatch, all regions must have different shapes. Polyomino, we need to use this shape. Now, this tells us right here that there is an L tetromino over here, which means this cannot be the L because that would be the same shape. This also can't be two 1x2s. So by process of elimination, it's 3 of one and 1 of the other. So it's either a long 3 and a 1, or it is a corner and a 1. Either way, a 1 is used. So this has to come out, and this has to come out because these cannot be 1s. So this has to come out, this has to come out. And this also means that this L comes down and goes left or right. If it went left, if it went right, it's going to create a 1. So it does go left. This can't be a 1, so that is a region. This can't be 2 3s, 2 corners, so this will have to grow. This could be a corner here. This is going to have to be a corner like this, which now means this is a 3 and this is a 1. And now hold on a second. Let me back up. Okay. The reason this can't be that is we already have a T tetromino. That's why I wanted to see. I wanted to see, okay, was there a reason why that could be? And yes. Sometimes the puzzle solves quicker than I can identify what's happening here. All right, we're pretty close to getting this gold. Let's come over here. Do the one on top of the hill. We have Mismatch and Precision 5. Wow. Okay, so Precision 5... we're going to use pretty much every pentomino here. Pretty much. Okay, so this is either a S or a W. This is going to come out. This is going to come out. This will come out. This will come out. This could be a Z or an L. These two cannot be the same. So this is the W, so this is the S. This comes out one more. That's done. That's done. This could be a U or an L. It can't be the L. This will be the L. One way, or no, this could still be a I. So this could be an L. This could be a U. This could be a Z. This could be a L. This comes out. It's not the S, so it's a V. This comes out. It's the Z. So we know this isn't the Z. This is the L. So this is the I. So this is not the L, this is the U. That looks like the T right there with the P right here. This is the P. By the way, I do need more colors. I picked all the colors so I can have more colors. All right, this is looking like the T. It has to be. It takes all of those. All right, what are we down to? We still need... what do we still need? We still need a plus. That could go right here. We still need an F. We still need a Y. This looks like where the plus is going to go to, right here. Because if the plus went here, it would orphan that section. This looks like the Y. It's going to come up and over like this. That is the solution. It is this. There's the F and there's the plus. Just trying to verify there where the force is. All of this has been super forced because we have to prove this is not the Y, for example. And I think the way we do that is, all right, what are the shapes that are remaining? Plus, this can't be the plus. Can this be the F? The answer is no. The F looks like this. it doesn't have a 3 length. So this does have to be the Y. Now that pushes that in. Where can the plus go? It's going to have to go here, and that forces the F. This does help. It does help you to know what your pentomino shapes are. This is all of them, by the way. This is every pentomino shape there is. So, yeah. All right, let's moving right along. We got some stuff down here on the bridge. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, we got some palisades. I love palisades, by the way, folks. And mismatch. They must be different shapes. All right, so if we do something like this, this immediately makes some problems, right? So these two here in the middle, these two palisades, are both dead ends. If this goes out that way, it's a dead end. But what's this one do? It immediately does the same thing, and it's the same problem. So because both of these have to be part of a 2, that is the region. Does that make sense? That no matter how I do this, these are going to be 2s. So that means they have to be a 2 together. All right, dead ends. These cannot go this way. So these are all having to go out like this. This cannot be a 2. It can't go up. So that's that. This has to come out. It has to come out. This has to come out. This cannot be a corner, so it has to come out. This can't be a 2. Oh. I need, ooh, wait a second. What did I do here? This had to come out. This had to come out. These can't be the same region. That's done. This had to come out. Can't be a 2. It had to grow. Can't be a corner. It had to grow. Oh, these two can't. Nope. This is a dead end. This is a dead end. These are not the same regions. How do I grow both? But both of these need to grow. These these connect. This is a 2. This can't be a 2. What logic did I blunder? What logic did I blunder? Because here, so like this could do something like that, but then we've got a 2. So this has to grow, but then that's a 2. So both of these, and if I do this, these are both corners. So this has, all 3 of these have to grow, but there's only 2 spots for them to grow into. Okay, what did I mess up? Let's go back to the very beginning. The logic here, no matter what this takes, that's a region. It's done. Whatever this takes, it's a region. It's done. So these have to be a region. Like that, I don't see how that's anything but. And then this has to grow. This has to grow. Oh, wait. Oh, no. They have to grow. They're not a room, right? This is not a valid shape. So they do have to grow. But this can't be a 2. It has to grow. And it can't take that. This has to grow. It can't be a 2. This has to grow, by the way, as well. And then this has to grow. This has to grow. That has to grow. This has to grow. Can't be that. This has to grow one more. This has to grow. This has to grow. But then this has to grow as well. Like if I come around here, what's this going to do? And see, that's the problem right there. All right, what am I, it feels like this, that there's somehow, that this original logic, this feels right to me, but it feels like this is creating a problem. If this is not the case, like, how can I connect either one of these and it not just be a 2? I mean, it has to be. That has to be. And I can't connect these because that, if I grow these, that would be another 2. So these all have to grow. And they can't stop. And they can't connect to each other. Which means that has to grow. This can't do that because that breaks that one. This has to grow. It can't be that shape. This has to grow. This has to grow. We're in the exact same problem. These are the same shape. It has to grow. This has to grow. Oh, wait. This is okay right here. This is okay. No, it's not. It's not okay. Because this has to grow. And as soon as it goes here, now this guy's blocked. What do I do with this one? Can't do that. I can't go here. Oh, no. Yeah, this is like, this has to go up. This has to go up, and now these are. So if this grows, then this one's broken. If this grows, then we've got all kinds of problems. This has to grow. Why can't I see what the problem here is? This has to grow in one direction. No matter which direction it grows. That's it. It can't grow further. Same thing. It's a dead. And as soon as this is a 2, then this is a 2. The same reason. These are all dead ends. So if these are both 2s, and we can only have one 2, that has to be the 2. But this breaks it right here. What am I missing? How is this not broken already at this point? Because there is no way I can grow these regions. This has to grow. This has to grow. This can't be a 2. It has to grow. This is gonna have to grow as well. This has to grow. 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 This cannot grow anymore. This can't be that shape. It has to grow. This has to grow. These are both 2s. Now this guy's a problem. Well, this guy has to be the 3. So this one has to grow. It has to grow. It can't be an L, so it's a V now. I mean, can this go this direction somehow? Oh, I can do that. Why didn't I see that? Why didn't I see that these could connect? Then this comes out, it comes out, it comes out. It has to be at least that long. This can't be a corner. So it could come up like this. It can't be here. Yeah, this has to grow. Yeah, that's this. That's done. All right, So both of these, this is done, this is done. All right. I don't know why I couldn't see that these two can. This is the whole problem. I couldn't see that these two could connect. I don't know why. I don't know why sometimes just doing it from a different angle. Cause like this logic's right. This logic's right. All right, this has to grow. It could grow like this. Let's start with this. Well, it could grow like this. This isn't gonna be enough. We already have a T. So no matter what, it has to take this. As soon as I do that, this has to grow. This is a corner. This has to grow. We now have an S. Can't just be an L, so we'll make it an F. That was not as hard as I made it, but sometimes we have to make it look harder so that we feel better about it. All right, 2 more to become gold here. I do like the palisades though. I love the palisades. All right, we got corners, we got dead ends, and another corner here. Now this is interesting because I can put one in one of these, but I can't put them in both. So one of these has to come out. Now, I could do this and leave that as a 1. That's okay. I can also do it like this and make it a corner. But those are my 2 options. I'm either doing it like this, you know, something like I'm doing a corner on to the outside, but one of these, this has to connect to one side or the other. Now on this one, that could be valid, but well, I can't say this. This also could be valid. This could be a 1 just as long as this keeps growing. All of these can't be 1s though. Only one of these corners at most can be 1. And if they can't, one of these will have to be a 2. So I don't know which one of these is a 2, but one of these is a 2. Because at most, only one of these can be a 1, which means this would have to be a 2, and that's the dead end there. So, but let's take it a step further. One of these is a 1 because they can't both be 2s. So one is a 1 and one is a 2, which means none of these can be 1s. This is that shape. This must be a corner. So it is that shape, but it doesn't stop here. Has to grow at least a little bit. This is not a 1. So this might have to keep going this way because this can't be a 1 and it can't be a 2. So this cannot be its own region. It can't be part. So this region has to keep growing. This is not a 1. It's not a corner. And I can't do this because that creates a 1. So it grows here and that's a dead end. This is a different shape. This is a 1, so this is a 2. This has to grow. This cannot grow into there. And then that's a 3 because it can't be a 1 or a 2. Very, very nice. Is there a puzzle down here somewhere on this ledge? That seems like a place they would put a puzzle. Or back there. All right, I found you. Oh, you're a 6. Let's not do a 6 just yet. We'll come and do this guy. Ooh, we get to do mismatch with rose windows. Okay. Well, rose windows, these are separate regions. This has to grow, this has to grow, this has to grow. This has to grow, this has to grow. This has to grow. Okay, so we have, this one does not have to grow anymore. These 2 are not the same region. This one will have to grow. I don't know who takes that, but this has to grow. This has to grow. And yes, this does have to grow. Now, it could take this, but this comes all the way up because it has to grow. And this comes all the way up because it has to grow. Now, we need some shapes to be different. Which ones take the extra space? So right now we have 3 that are 4 long and 1 that is 5 long. So at least 2 of the 3 have to grow. This one could grow, I'm going to say, as long as this one grows. And then this would grow. I think that may be the solution. But let's do this. Let's do this from a logical perspective. I have 3 that are of length 4, 1 of length 5. What we can say is 2 of the length 4 must change. Of the 2, so the cyan, purple, or green, 2 of those must change at a minimum. I'm going to go on a limb and say all 3 of them can't change. Because this one, if it changes and these both change, then these 2 will be the same. So the orange one has to also change, is where I'm getting. If the orange one did not change, this breaks. So the orange will have to grow. I don't know which way. Let's say if it goes this way. Now the orange could take both sides. It can't. Two of the ones have to grow. I could grow this, and I could grow this, and that would work. If I go this direction with the orange, both of these have to grow, but here's the problem. No matter how I grow this one, this will become the exact same shape. I grow it like this, I grow it like they're the same shape. I grow it like this, I grow it like this, they're the same shape. So growing orange this way doesn't work. It has to grow that way. Now, I still need 2 of the other ones to grow. Only one of these can grow, so this is going to grow. That's locked in. Now, which one of these grows? And it can't be this one because that'll create the shape, so it is this one. And that's the solution. And we have oh, it's not a gold window. We just have a completed window. Now we've got to do all of the new puzzles that have been unlocked. Let's get to it. We still have some down here, I think, though. Let's get this one right here. All right, difficulty 4. We have rose windows and we have mismatch. All right. By the way, that is a region right there. Okay, none of these are the same region. This has to grow, this has to grow. This has to grow. That has to grow. So this region will have to grow. This one is going to have to grow. The question is, how? If it goes this way, that makes this a 2-cell region, which means this one would have to grow, and then we have 2 2-cell regions. So I'm not saying it doesn't, well, yeah, it can't go this way. This one does not go that way, which means it does go this way. Now we have a problem because we have, well, these are both 2s. One of these will grow, but one of these is going to be a 2, which means this one has to grow. This one has to grow. This cannot be a 2. It has to grow. This can't be a 2. It has to grow. This has to grow. It's not the same region. This is a 2. We know one of these is a 2. So, but the other one isn't, so it has to grow. Neither of these are the same region. This cannot be a 2, so it has to grow. This region is done, so it's a corner, so this can't be the corner, so it's going to be a 3, which means this can't be a 3, so it has to grow. This can't be a 3, it has to grow. This can't be a corner, it has to grow. This can't be a 3, it has to grow. This is a new region, it has to start. This is a 4, so this has to grow down here. This can't be a 4. All right, this is going to have to grow as well. These don't have, this has to grow. One of these will have to grow. This has to grow. This does not have to grow, but this one does. And I got to be careful because we got 2 more regions in here. I'm I mean, the logic's been solid so far. Let's keep it going. Let's just draw some lines here just to tidy up while I'm scanning. Let's draw a line here. So if this is the one that grows, it would have to either do this and make an S, and that's, it could go up. If this is the one that grows, this, okay, I can tell you this does not go up. Because this is a 2, it would have to grow, it's a 3, and then it's stuck. So this does not grow that way. If it grows, it does not grow that way. If it grows this way, this doesn't have to grow anymore. Let's look at this guy. What are its options? It has to either take up or to the right. Either way, it can't stop. It has to keep going. If it, let's just say it goes to the right and comes down, what's it going to do to these two here? Because this is putting a lot of pressure. Like this one has to grow. This has to grow. If it grows here, that's not enough. So it's going to have to grow here. And now this one's blocked off. So what I'm getting at is this region up here cannot take this. This cell here is going to have to grow out that direction. Is there a different way we can look at that? Maybe if no, keep that separate. If this came up, that's not enough. So no matter what, it has to keep taking. But this is not enough. I think we can start with that. This, it has to grow here, which now means this one is going to have to get some growth. And it may take this one, but this is not enough. So it has to at least come out here. And even if it has that, that is not enough. It's going to have to go up or down. Going down is okay. It could go all the way down, and that would be okay. As long as this one grew. I feel like that's what's going to happen. This becomes an L, this becomes L, this becomes a square, and this becomes a T. That seems like that's where we have to end up. I'm just trying to get there through logic and not just that's the pattern matching. If this takes that one, let's just see if these connect. This is not enough still. So this would still have to take either here or here. And this is not enough. So this would have to take here at a minimum. This is putting a lot of pressure on this guy. Because if it comes up here, you know, it basically has to take everything. But then this has to take this. This still has to grow. Both of these have to grow. So this has to grow. Or this. One of these two have to grow. This has to grow. Get that different color. And yeah, this has to grow and this has to grow. So that breaks. Is there a way to see that by taking this one, basically requires this, and this all have to grow, or two of the three have to grow. I only have 2 spots. So I would have to do this and this. But now I can't get unique shapes in there. I mean, take this one, taking this cell is creating so much constraint, but I can't articulate, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. If we take this here, Neither one of these can remain dormant. If this one takes this, it's okay, but now this has to grow. And I think the problem is making this one grow. Because even if I do that, this comes out, this has to keep growing, and now we have a 3. I think the reality is, maybe there's a different way to do it. We have used up all the 1s, all the 2s, and all the 3s. So the shapes. So every remaining shape has to be 4 or more. I think this is good logic. Every remaining shape has to be 4 or more. This is only 3. Let's count how much we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. And one of these has to grow, which is going to reduce us to 12. Each shape has to be a length 4, have a size 4 to fill in the 3. So this cannot be a 5. That's where I'm getting to. This can't be a 5. It's a 4. And this is not a valid 4 shape. So that's the valid 4 shape. That's the tetromino. Now, that's good logic. This is better. This is much better logic. One of these must grow. And both of these have to take 4. Exactly 4. So how does this one take 4? Well, no matter what, it has to take... I mean, if it tried to go this way, it would create a T, already done. This is a S, already done. It leaves an orphan. So that leaves a square. That just leaves a square, which means this comes up and this comes down. I think that's... I hope that solves the pure logic itch. I think these 3 had to be size 4 is a really good way to constrain that logic. All right, we have mismatch. Folks, do you know what? Actually, okay, I'm gonna do one more. This is a difficulty 2. We should be able to do it quick, and then we'll wrap this episode up. Let's do it. Let's knock it out real quick. Okay, 1 is right here, so we know we can't have any 1s. So this is going to have to grow. As soon as it grows here, that's our 2. The 2 is done. This has to grow. It can't be a 2, so it has to keep growing. That's our corner. That is done. This is a hallway. This has to come out. It is a hallway. It has to go through here. So that is done. This has to come out. It can't be the same as this region. So that is the corner there. It can't be a corner, so it keeps growing. That is an S. This has to come out. It can't stop here. Has to keep growing. Cannot be a corner. It keeps growing. Cannot be an S, so it has to keep growing. Can't stop in a hallway. Goes to here. This doesn't have to stop here, but this has to grow. This has to grow. This is a 3, which means this one has to keep growing. Ooh, we're gonna have a problem here. What takes this cell? What takes this cell? This has to grow. Oh, these could connect here. That can connect. But what about this? This can't go here. We already have our corner. These can't connect. These have to connect. These have to connect. What did I mess up? Let's restart. I'm just gonna start from this is a room. This cannot be a room, so it has to grow. It's a 2. That is solid. This cannot be a room. It cannot be a cell. I mean, a one cell region. So it's going to have to grow. It doesn't matter which way it grows. It has to keep growing. But then it's already stopped growing. This has to grow. This has to grow. That's connected, so this isn't. That grows, that's done. This has to grow. Has to be a corner. It comes. It has to keep growing. Oh, wait. These don't. This did not have to go through. There is my bad logic. That did not have to go through. This could connect to this one. And I think that's what's going to happen. Okay. So this is a new room. This has to grow. This is a separate room. This has to grow. One of these is a hallway. One is not. Can this has to grow. And if it grows, okay, here's the logic. If this grows, what happens here? We get a duplicate region. Unless this grows, then that. Either way, if this is like this region here's the problem. So it can't grow like that. So this is the path this way. These have to connect. And now this can't be a 1, 2, so it's a 3. All right, that is where we're going to stop. Thanks, guys, for all your support. Like, subscribe, come back, see me next time. Take care. Bye-bye.